If you are suffering with depression, mood swings, or panic attacks, it could be the result of a hormonal imbalance in your immune system, Well, the good news is that this can be treated with natural hormones. And Dr. Stephen Hotze from the Hotze Wellness and Health, and I'm just messing this up today. The Hotze Health and Wellness Center is here to tell us all about this, and probably because I have a hormonal imbalance. Now I know why I have that angry man in my house, right? One angry man, the equivalent of 12 angry men. We can just solve the world if we can get this hormonal imbalance in check.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what is it? Are many women suffering with this and don't realize it? All right, rhetorical question there, right?
Of course. It's the problem is that women have, on a monthly basis, balancing their hormones during their cycles can lead to some mood changes and mood swings, can lead to anxiety attacks, panic attacks, can lead to depression, and these symptoms may last 1 or 2 days premenstrually. They could last 2 weeks. Well, it may last all month, and they tend to get worse as a woman gets older.
What hormones affect our mood swings?
Well, women have 2 primary hormones that work in their body during the month, in the cycle. In a perfect world, in a 28-day cycle, on day 1, that's the first day of the period, a woman makes estrogen hormones. Those are the proliferative hormones. There are 3 estrogen hormones, estriol, estradiol, estrone, that women make. Mid-cycle, a woman will ovulate, and then she makes progesterone. Now, estrogen stimulates the inner lining of the womb, proliferates it. Progesterone balances it. It's like a seesaw. It causes the balance, and it stops the overproliferation, and it prepares the womb for a pregnancy. If there's no pregnancy at the end of 27, 28 days, all the hormones stop. You have a period, and it all starts over, so there's got to be this balance. But what happens is women mature as they get older, and this can happen in their 20s and 30s. That's when it starts happening. Their progesterone levels begin to drop dramatically. That's your natural progesterone, and estrogen becomes the dominant hormone.
I see.
And estrogen is a stimulatory hormone, and it can stimulate the brain, too. When you get too much estrogen, you get swelling, and the women will know premenstrual breast tenderness. They'll get premenstrual swelling in the fingers, mood swings. They'll get maybe headaches because they get the fluid retention, and the brain swells.
Wow.
And it has nowhere to go because you're in a... And so...
What age does this generally begin?
Well, some women tell me, I started when I had my first period.
Really?
I haven't been the same. Oftentimes it starts after a woman has had her first pregnancy. It can happen after a tubal ligation because that cuts off part of the blood supply to the ovaries. You have 2 arteries to the ovaries, ovarian artery and the uterine artery. And when you tie the tube, you've cut off the part of the ovarian artery, so you get poor blood supply, so the hormones production declines and you get this imbalance. And this can cause... And then, when you get the estrogen dominance and the imbalance of the hormones, that will affect thyroid. That affects your body's ability to
So
utilize
now you've got
thyroid.
this domino effect.
You got a domino effect.
One thing leads to the
and then
next.
that puts stress on the adrenal glands, and you get adrenal fatigue.
Well, then how does all this affect menopause?
Well, it leads up. These are the symptoms that lead up to menopause, and they can start 10, 15, 20 years before menopause, which happens at 49. So women can start having these problems with the premenstrual symptoms, with the breast tenderness, mood swings, fluid retention, weight gain, and headaches that become more prolonged. And then they start getting irregular menstrual periods, and then they get the fatigue, the weight gain, can't think clearly. They get the poor sleep habits, they get depressed, and they go to the doctor. And finally, first, who do they call normally? They call their sister or their mother.
Well, first of all, we don't think anything is wrong. That's just normal. We've got kids, we're trying to balance our careers, and we're doing so many things. So we just think it's just a product of us being overworked.
And stress can adversely affect your hormones because that affects the adrenaline.
We don't get to that part where it could be something more than just general fatigue.
And so, but the fatigue is caused by a change in the hormones in our body. And so what can be done? Well, you have 2 choices. You can go to you can do, well, really 3 choices. Do nothing and just suffer with it and say, I'm better off than Betty next door. Or you end up at a doctor, and the doctor says, honey, you know, it's just your age, and your blood's normal, and you just need a little antidepressant. And all you ladies need antidepressants. They'll give you Prozac or something like that, which is going to change your moods and can have a host of health problems, including more depression, suicide ideation, weight gain, loss of libido, anger, and all that. Or you can replenish your body with the same biologically identical hormones that God put in your body to begin with.
Does diet and exercise help us through these hormonal imbalances?
Well, diet and exercise won't improve your hormonal production, but it will help your cardiovascular tone and Diet obviously helps the way you think and feel. I mean, what you put in your body plays a big role in that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. But you still have to replenish your hormones. It's like a gas tank.
So you're going to be talking more about this at your symposium tonight.
Let's
talk about that.
Omni Mandalay tonight.
Okay.
And that starts at 6:30. 6 o'clock is registration, and we're going to be visiting about hormones, health, and happiness. And I'm going to have a book signing there tonight.
Hormones, health, that can lead to your happiness and your husbands and your kids, right? And everybody in the house. Well, thank you. If you want more information, make sure you check out the symposium. It is tonight at the Omni Mandalay Hotel in Las Colinas in Dallas. Registration begins at 6 p.m. with a discussion and book signing to follow, and you can reserve a space by calling this number. Hurry, get a pen, hurry. 281-698-8691 or email rsvp@hotzehwc.com. We'll have all of this information on our website as well if you didn't have time to get that pen. Gary?